cardio burned fat the way people think it does, every marathon runner would be shredded. They're not. Some are, many aren't. So what's happening? You run, you burn 400 calories, the treadmill tells you. Fat loss just happened, but your body doesn't work. Like a calculator, you add more cardio, you work harder, you sweat more, and the scale stops moving. Because fat loss is not determined by how much cardio you do, it's determined by what your body does after the cardio ends, and that's where the cardio paradox begins. For decades, fat loss advice has been simple. Want to lose fat? Do cardio. Burn calories, create a deficit. Fat loss follows. And in the short term, that logic works. You run, you cycle, you burn 300 to 500 calories. The assumption is simple: burn more, lose more. But the human body does not operate like a math equation. It operates like a regulated system, and systems adapt. And if you've ever increased cardio and fat loss slowed, this is exactly why. Cardio burns calories, but fat loss is controlled by how the body compensates afterwards. One of the most important concepts in fat loss is energy compensation. When energy expenditure increases, the body often reduces energy somewhere else. You run for an hour, burn 400 calories. Later that day, you sit longer, you fidget less, you move less. You don't notice it, you don't choose it. It happens subconsciously. This isn't a discipline problem, it's physiology. The body protects energy balance, but compensation isn't the biggest problem. The biggest problem is something most people never measure, and it can erase most of the calories cardio burns. It's called NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. And most calorie burn does not come from workouts. It comes from NEAT, everything outside structured training, walking, standing, moving around, daily tasks. For many people, NEAT burns more calories than workouts. But when fatigue increases, NEAT often decreases, which means cardio can unintentionally reduce daily movement. You might burn 400 calories running and lose 300 calories of movement later. Cardio also changes appetite. For some people, moderate cardio suppresses hunger for a short time, but high volumes of cardio often increase hunger. Later in the day, energy expenditure rises, hunger signals rise with it, which means the calories burned during training are often partially replaced later. There's another paradox. The fitter you get, the fewer calories. The same cardio burns. Your body becomes more efficient. This is called movement economy early in training. Running is inefficient. Heart rate spikes. Muscles fatigue quickly. Energy cost is high, but over time, technique improves, efficiency improves, and the energy cost drops. The better you get at cardio, the fewer calories. It burns. High cardio volume also creates systemic fatigue. Fatigue reduces training quality. Strength output declines. Resistance training performance drops. And resistance training is one of the most important signals for maintaining muscle during fat loss. If cardio compromises strength training, fat loss becomes harder to sustain. The most successful fat loss systems maintain high energy flux, meaning you eat enough and you move a lot. Your metabolism stays active, but excessive cardio often creates the opposite. Low intake, high fatigue, lower movement, energy flux collapses, fat loss slows. Here's the pattern many people fall into. Fat loss slows, so they add more cardio. Fatigue increases, movement decreases, hunger increases. Fat loss slows further, so they add even more cardio. And eventually, they're training harder than ever. With the least progress, more cardio does not always increase fat loss. Sometimes it increases compensation. Cardio is not useless, far from it. Cardio improves cardiovascular health, work capacity, recovery, energy expenditure, but it works best when used strategically, moderate frequency, sustainable intensity, combined with resistance training, combined with daily movement. For fat loss, daily movement often matters more than workouts. Steps, walking, lifestyle activity, cardio supports fat loss, but it does not replace energy balance. If you've ever increased cardio and fat loss slowed, comment cardio. I want to see how many people have experienced this. Cardio burns calories, that part is true, but fat loss isn't determined by how much cardio you do. It's determined by how your body responds afterwards. Movement, hunger, fatigue, adaptation. More cardio, can accelerate fat loss, but beyond a certain point, it can slow it down. The goal isn't maximum effort, it's sustainable output. Performance isn't just intensity, it's management. Performance decoded. And if this problem sounds familiar, wait until you see what happens around week 8 of most diets, because that's when adaptation really starts pushing back.